Eclipse Influences, Episode 3. For Episode 3, we're focusing on track number 4, which is The Way. So this one started off as kind of an attempt to create a Katatonia kind of vibe from, say, the Brave Murder Day era. They had this really unique sound going on and a lot of constant repetitive notes in the chords and a lot of constant picking of the melody notes as well. Not fast, just kind of a droning, really unique, dark kind of atmosphere. And one, I love Katatonia, especially their older stuff. And two, as I've mentioned in earlier episodes, my ability to play guitar at that point was just totally terrible. So I needed to do something simple. Create something emotional with minimal technique required. And that's what came of that. And for the next riff, I wanted something that was dissonant yet somehow beautiful. And to me, one of the most dissonant sounding intervals is the tritone. So I thought it would be cool if somehow I could take the tritone and do something to really give it kind of a melody, a sense of beauty. So for that riff, it starts on the tritone and then resolves back to the root. And it's kind of dissonant, but the melody that I wrote over the top of that, it somehow kind of ties it together. It makes it all feel a little more airy. It makes it feel more together, and it makes it feel like it's meant to be home in the root. And I think it kind of worked, actually. It's dissonant, but somehow melodic. And it's kind of funny because afterwards, I realized where that kind of came from, because that lead, after having written it and listened to it a million times, I was like, oh yeah, that kind of gives me a vibe of Edge of Sanity's Crimson. Because Crimson was a huge influence on me. I love that album. I've listened to it so many times. And yeah, there's parts in that kind of have a similar vibe. And the other interesting thing about it is that I realized afterwards the whole album was probably hugely influenced by Crimson and Dan Spano's songwriting style. Because with Crimson, it's like a 40 or 42-minute song. And it just goes from one movement to the next, and it's constantly moving, constantly changing sections, and it just flows so beautifully. It's a total journey. And every song on Eclipse is kind of structured the same way. There's no verse, chorus, verse, chorus, verse, chorus, except for maybe Sunrise in the Rain to an extent. All the rest just basically take a long journey. If you hear a riff you like, you're probably not going to hear it again unless you start the song over. So, yeah, I guess in a way I owe a lot to Edge of Sanity, and in particular Dan Spano, for, giving me the music that helped me be able to absorb that kind of music and that kind of writing style, because it's definitely had an influence. And that's it for this episode. I hope you found it interesting, and I hope you tune in for the next one. Thanks.